Hey folks, it's Vic Noble here with your weekly trade example for the week ending November the 15th of 2013, halfway through the month of November. Man, get your Christmas shopping done. I want to just talk a little bit about differences between using a limit order for getting into a trade versus using a stop order. Which one is better and all that kind of thing. I've used both in the past. And but I tell you what, boy, I tell you, I've done this for a long time now. The limits, or it can even just be a market order on some kind of a pullback in an uptrend or a rally in a downtrend, is a far more advantageous way to do it. I'll just give an example here of a few people that have taken trades here. And yeah, just show you a couple of trades here. First of all, one of our Coach's Corner members, Oli, had this trade here. And what he did is he just sent this in to me here. And he says, just wanted to submit this trade I took this morning on the Euro US. This is on, I don't know, I forget what it was, just a couple of days ago this week. Pattern number 6 in our RFP course. 60-minute chart. And on the 15-minute chart, he got in it at 134.42. And he had a 10 pip stop and it got hit. But he says here, I examined the trade again and it still looked good. But my stop was just a bit too close, so I entered the trade again, this time at 34.45 with a 15 pip risk on the next candle, the same candle that stopped me out. I took the trade off at 133.95 for a 50 pip for 50 pips minus his 10 pip loss, so he made 40 pips on a total gain on that. Isn't that something else? 40 pips, and I'm going to show you the trade in just a sec. I always try to remember your philosophy to take the trade if the setup is there. I want to thank you and Shirley for the RFP course, daily trade review service, and the Coach's Corner. These tools have played a large part in my trading and has turned around substantially. Well, it's just awesome there, Oli. And yeah, so what he did was this. He got in this trade right here. It was on the 13th. And this is a pattern 6 setup. He sold it up here and he got stopped on the first one, but he only had a 10 pip risk in the thing, so he got in again and rode it all the way down and took his profit off down here. I mean, what a fantastically good trade. It ends up being like a 4-to-1 reward to risk. This, by the way, was also a 1-hour MOF, which slingshots and MOFs are another thing that we showed to confirm these patterns. It's really, really powerful. So the thing is this, by the time, if you sold this on a stop because you thought this was going down, if you sold this on a stop, on a breakout below the low, you've missed out on a ton of pips by the time it gets down here. See? Using the RFP method, there were already 50 pips in the bank by the time this thing gets short in here. Well, not quite 40 pips. That's a big difference. This low here is at 134.07, and there was, I don't know if there was even 15 pips in this trade, and it went all the way back up against you. In the meantime, Oli was in and out with his profit and done. I'll show you just one more here on the US yen pair that Shirley took. This was just yesterday, actually. Well, last night, our time, Asian session. Another pattern number 6. She actually, like I say, got in during Asia last night. It was on the US yen. She bought it at 99.98, that figure level, which is always important. Just a 10 pip risk in it. And she got out right here at 100.28. Just about the very high right there, which was no fluke, by the way. She didn't just pick that out of thin air. There was a really good reason for that trade, which is exactly the stuff that we go over in the course. But that was a 30 pip profit with a 10 pip risk. That's 3-to-1 reward to risk in a very, very short period of time. Now compare that to if she had bought the breakout here instead. Okay, well, by the time you buy this breakout right here, you're up to like par 16, 100.16 rather than 99.98. That's a big difference. If you got in there and out at the same place, you only got a 12 pip profit, right? And generally, depending on the technique that you're using, the stop might have to be bigger than 10 pips when you're buying a breakout, because when you're buying a breakout, these quite often will come back against you before they get going up, and so you can see that there's quite a big difference here in risk rewards. So just something to consider. Like I say, I've done both, and over the years I've traded both ways, but to me, hands down, the better way is to use some sort of a limit entry, or at least, you know, buying a dip in an uptrend. If you're in an uptrend and it pulls back and you're going to buy a dip, either on a limit or when it gets down here, a market order or something, better bang for your buck than trying to get in when it's already moved all that far up. But again, you first of all, you have to have a good technique, a good methodology for determining a high odds trade in the first place, obviously. But we have very good techniques for getting into these trades at really good levels. We can take them on super small risk, and when you do that, you have a great opportunity for a nice reward to risk trade very quickly in most cases. Okay, so just something for you to consider. You know, buying breakouts, I don't want to completely diss them. I mean, if you look at the turtles, they did that kind of a thing, but of course they were like, I don't even know that they were 30% accurate in their trading, but they're very profitable. But I don't know many people that can stand being only 30% accurate. You know, I mean, can you lose 7 times in a row and still keep trading? Well, I've been coaching for a long time, and I don't think I've ever met anybody that can do that. So it's not easy. Actually, maybe I haven't met one guy, but it's a very, very difficult way to trade, I'll tell you that. So just thought I'd talk about that a little bit, because I've had a few questions actually. People have asked me about, you know, is it better to wait and buy a breakout or sell a breakout rather than try to get in on a limit entry order. So there you go. Okay, I hope that helps you. If you have any questions about that, just send me an email and I would be happy to get back to you. Okay, have a great weekend, great week ahead, and I'll see you at the end of next week. Thanks so much.